I find myself in a Japanese forest this morning on the island of Awajishima, hiking towards a waterfall with apparently a few surprises along the way. Seems like this mountain hike is not commonly done, and yet they have these beautiful wooden post stairs here. And although it's often very difficult to tell through camera, it's actually fairly steep. And so for this section at least, they have this guard rope here that you're supposed to be able to reach out and secure yourself. But so far, we're doing okay. Right now, it is just around 9 o'clock in the morning, and I am just trying to take each step nice and carefully so that we do not slip and fall on our way down. Got a duck under this fallen tree here, and there we go. Now, the waterfall at the end of this hike is supposed to be a real treat, but the entire walk is filled with constant scenery change and beautiful little moments along the way, starting with this here forest section. Enjoying very much the sound of the birds as we go through here. And right now it is just the back end of spring, pre-summer, and the forests have finally started to turn green here again. Up until just a few weeks ago, everything was still very much brown. Just gonna try and get over this section here. There's a bit of water there. We'll hop this rock and continue our way. And the temperature is nice and cool right now. I honestly can't think of a better temperature for doing a walk like this, especially with the very gentle wind and the sound of the birds in the background. It is perfect. And this area of Awajishima is actually known for producing a lot of onions. Now, when I say that, I can't help but kind of laugh to myself, as it feels like I'm doing like an elementary school project, you know. The major export of Awajishima Island, Japan is onions. And oh, we got a snake there. You see him? Oh, so we got to be real careful here as we do this walk. Now, there have been no signs for venomous snakes, but that little dude slithering over there, luckily he ran away from us, but we wouldn't want to be stepping on one of those, or worse. So as we do this, we'll keep our eyes open for snakes and other critters. Also, by now we've learned that in Japanese forests, we also need to be especially careful of things like leeches. Most of these adventures I go on, I have a pair of binders or leg warmers that I put down at the bottom of my pants. This is actually the first adventure I've ever done where I forgot my leg warmers. And well, if you didn't just stumble on this and you've been following the main story, you will either know or will find out that I ended up paying for that, unfortunately. And as we get down here, it looks like this brings us to the dam in the area. Now, dams in Japan are a fascinating subject. Dams anywhere are a fascinating subject, but these dams in Japan often end up misplaced or displacing, wiping out entire villages. And so if you're ever looking for abandoned villages in Japan, you can zoom into Google Maps and look around where the dams are, and you'll often find abandoned villages around them. Now, I haven't managed to find any around this one, but there's our dam, and we are going to be heading this way. The waterfall and everything is right down this way, and most of the abandoned villages that I have managed to find here in Japan have been directly around dams. There was a video I did a couple of years back about an abandoned village that had been completely put underwater. A whole set of villages have been completely put underwater due to a dam. Everyone's, houses were bought out, and the nearby surrounding villages all ended up abandoned. Now, so many people left all their stuff behind, and it turns out that it can be a very controversial thing for the people living in the area, because obviously it comes to like town meeting and votes and everything like that, and there were people who supported the dam because they would get money to relocate and move out of the area, and maybe that money is more than they would otherwise make. And others, very attached to their homes, would be very against it. And sometimes this would break apart friendships or break apart relationships, families, all of that. And this is the first person I have seen all morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. I have been exploring this area since fairly early this morning, and I'm actually a little bit happy to come across another person. One of the things I love about coming out to the countryside to do these walking videos is the solitude, the quiet. But every now and then it's nice to be reminded that somebody else is around and exists. And what does this sign say? Okay, take home your garbage. I was just checking if it was a sign saying keep off the grass, because I kind of wanted to walk through these trees a little bit and check out the area. Here we are. Just such a beautiful space. As I said, the scenery just keeps changing as we go along. And this grove of trees is beautiful. We got flowers down here. It's just relaxing and wonderful. One of the things that we really need in order for these adventures to go well and smoothly is at least half decent weather. And all too many times I've had the unfortunate experience of going out to a place, being ready to record or set up, and everything is good to go, and you get hit with rain or storms or something that's maybe even just a little bit too dark to possibly record, because these smaller cameras do not perform well in low light situations, and carrying around a larger camera with a gimbal would make it considerably harder to shoot as many of these as frequently. And it looks like there's actually a little path there. There's this beautiful red bridge right here, and we have a little shrine right here as well. We are. Little cracked there. Clearing lots of spider webs off my face. But even just this scene right here of this shrine with the bridge in the background, this, oh, is beautiful. And we came from down there. It looks like there are actually more mountain paths that lead up into the mountains here. And there's also potential that this path here could just kind of lead up to foot access to that road. But the waterfall that we're heading for should be down this way. So we're gonna head out in this direction. So green and beautiful. The mountains in the background and lovely. This seems like an unnecessarily wide and tall tunnel considering the situation, considering the area. So I'm wondering if this has been made this size because maybe this like seemingly off to the side road is used for transport in some way. Big trucks coming through there maybe. Yeah, I figured it out. You know what? As soon as I saw the excavator over there, the damn construction. Need to get construction and dump trucks and all of that in and out. Can't even believe sometimes we're just a little slow, but we get there. And that's the point. It's the journey. It's all about that journey along the way. And so, and this one here, it's a rental one too. On the side of it, it says best rental. And we've got another signpost up here. I am gonna guess that it's not this path down here. That seems like a completely separate adventure all of its own. It's gonna be this way. There we go. Ayuya no Taki. So as I said, this area is really well known for onions. And as I came into the area today, there were a bunch of really old farmers bent over in the fields harvesting their onions. And ayu are like those fish that you'll find at like festivals and whatnot. So ayuya no Taki. You can kind of see a little bit of the village there in the background. And all this area around here is all farms and people out harvesting in the sun. It was a really peaceful moment, honestly, to drive in, and there are small little roads that go through farmers' fields and whatnot, and so not even driving very fast, you're driving slow enough that you can actually look around and take it all in and just try not to fall off the edge, as there are rather steep edges sometimes. And got a little stream here off to the side, and I think I can already hear the waterfall itself up ahead. I wonder if the mics are picking that up. Just a little tech talk for a second as we do this. The last couple videos that I recorded for this channel, I did on the Insta360 Ace Pro, because it can also handle low light really well. And it had this weird jitter thing going on with the stabilization that I wasn't really enjoying. So I'm testing out the DJI, I think it's the Action 4 or something like that right now. This one's always served me quite well. Never touch a GoPro. Those are, you're just asking to lose your footage and have a ton of stress. And you can hear the waterfall down there now. Like GoPro, even if someone gives you a GoPro for free, sell it and get something that is not a GoPro. It could be anything. You could buy a potato and just stick a camera in it and it'll work better than that. But I'm hoping that the weird jitter that we had before is going to be gone by switching over to the DJI. I'll kind of we're doing enough videos on this trip right now that I should be able to get a good sample set by testing both cameras. Then either is still better than nothing at all. So I'm happy. But this is the 1 million seconds through Japan adventure, and started in Tokyo, drove out to Wakayama and Nachikatsure area. By far one of my new favorite areas in Japan, not just for the views but the people as well. Met some amazing people there, and if you ever go out there, 100% either go out by car or rent a bus. Yes, rent a bus. Rent an entire city bus all to yourself. That is steep. I don't know if this shows how steep that is, but I don't be careful. We're gonna slip and slide right down that thing. I'm very glad it's not raining today. Take a local city bus or any bus into the mountains, because the mountains, like if you look at the Wakayama, Mie, Nara prefecture, little kind of like peninsula kind of shaped thing there, if you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, so everything is on the outside and there's nothing in the middle. Even if you zoom in on Google Maps, it kind of feels like there's not a lot going on in the middle. But when you get into the middle, when you head towards the middle, if you go down to the Nachikatsura area and you go from there to, oh, I hear something else. What do we got? There's also a lot of tokage and like little lizards and whatnot around here. It looks like we have a shrine here. A set of stairs down here. But I think you can hear the waterfall in this direction, so we'll go this way. But take a bus, drive a car, do whatever you need to, and go into that deep area in between Wakayama Prefecture and Nara Prefecture. You will not regret it. If you're looking for just that extra layer of adventure, I cannot recommend it enough. Awajishima is also spectacular, but I kind of feel like at some point I might need to come out and just spend a few days in this area. And as we get closer to the waterfall, I may need to up my volume just a little bit. I tend to actually avoid waterfalls in these videos and streams and whatnot, simply because they get very, very loud. But if it ends up getting too loud and you can't hear me, just enjoy the sound of the water. Should be fine. We've managed to pull it off before. Different setup, different gear, but we managed to pull it off. And even just the walk down here is lovely and peaceful. There we go. And you can actually see that the rocks in this area, they have them all like chain link fenced up, and that is so that rocks don't come falling down on people here. And there's our waterfall. This area, look at the water down there as well. Oh wow. And there's a little shrine here. Just beautiful. And as we get closer and closer, it is quite loud. But this is the waterfall that we've been hiking out to. And what's more is it looks like if I come down this way, there's a bit of a path here that we can walk through. This was definitely worth walking out to. We got it at the perfect time of day too. With like the sun just coming through. Oh. Maybe a little bit too much sun. And then we have this little walk here, and who knows where this leads. Wow. That is gorgeous. And look at the color of the water as well. You can see the light shimmering through the water over there. Oh. This... I wasn't entirely sure what to expect with this walk, but I'm very much glad that this is what we got. Like, the whole area is gorgeous. And the way the light breaks through the trees up there. I love this. And then as we come up here, it comes around the corner. Wow. You know, I often think that I would love to record all of these walks just in 360. But unfortunately, like, I've done a 360 upload before on the TOKYOLENS channel during the pandemic, just to kind of test it out, see what it's like. And while on the computer, fantastic, absolutely wonderful. As soon as it's uploaded and compressed and everything on YouTube, you lose all the detail. You lose all the things that make it as nice as it is. And I'm gonna try not to fall here. Hopefully we won't go in. But there's this little open space here. I kind of wanted to go check it out so we can get just a little closer to the water here and the waterfall. Wow. Okay. Getting here was easy. Getting back, you know, theoretically should be equally as easy. There we go. Oh, it's so much easier when all the rocks are dry. The very first leg of this 1 million seconds traveling Japan adventure was unfortunate, but beautiful at the same time. It got hit with very strong rain on an area that had very steep stairs, and had to constantly worry through the entire thing of falling in. And you can see the little K-trucks out in the background there. We're getting closer and closer into the farm area, and we will walk this way, right across this beam here. I'm kidding. I know there's at least 2 or 3 people in the comment section right now who are absolutely freaking out. Like, why wouldn't you just walk here? Why? Yeah, I thought about it. And realistically, like, it wouldn't be that hard. You just got to keep one foot in front of the other like that. But mentally, it's very different when there's not anything on either side. Even this Even this is narrowish. And how slippery is this gonna be? So far, so good. So far, we're okay. Made it across. Did not fall in. I'll count that one as a win. Such a beautiful space. And the most amazing thing about this is that spaces this beautiful are just tucked all over the country. They are. Is that a dragonfly up here? They are everywhere and so abundant with such easy access, providing that you can drive or has a friend who can drive, that I feel like I could do this. Dragonflies all over the place. I feel like I could continue to travel and have adventures just like these for the rest of my days in Japan and never run out of spots. Ooh, almost went down there. I'm trying to see if there's any way or point to getting up there. I think I'll need both hands for that. So we'll wrap it up here. Please let me know what you thought of this place down in the comments. Would you come here? What was your favorite moment on this walk? Thank you so much, and we'll see you again real soon.